Mastering internal controls. Management must aggressively seek SOC 2 compliance to prove it can be trusted. Which specific goals and objectives has its management established to achieve operational excellence through the implementation and maintenance of effective internal controls that meet the trust services criteria of SOC 2 compliance? As I delved into the world of SOC 2 compliance, I couldn't help but think of a fascinating case study that highlighted the importance of operational excellence through effective internal controls. Meet Alex, the founder of a fast-growing tech startup, Green Tech Incorporated. Alex was thrilled when a major investor expressed interest in injecting capital into the company. However, there was a catch. The investor required Green Tech to achieve SOC 2 compliance within 6 months. Alex knew that meeting the trust services criteria of SOC 2 would be no easy feat, but she was determined to make it happen. She assembled her top team members, including the CFO, CTO, and COO, to discuss the roadmap to operational excellence. Our first meeting was quite revealing. As we went around the table, it became clear that each team member had a different understanding of what internal controls meant and how they impacted the business. The CFO was concerned about financial reporting, the CTO was fixated on network security, and the COO was worried about process inefficiencies. I sensed a sense of fragmentation, and Alex seemed to sense it too. She asked each team member to share their concerns and priorities. As we listened to each other, a shared goal began to take shape: to design and implement robust internal controls that would meet the SOC 2 criteria. We started by identifying the key areas of focus: security, availability, processing integrity, confidentiality, and privacy. Next, we mapped out the existing controls and identified the gaps. It was fascinating to see how each team member's perspective illuminated different aspects of the organization. For instance, the CFO highlighted the importance of segregating duties to prevent fraud, while the CTO emphasized the need for multi-factor authentication and regular security testing. The COO, meanwhile, pointed out the inefficiencies in our customer onboarding process. As we dug deeper, we realized that our internal controls were woefully inadequate. We had no formal incident response plan, no regular risk assessments, and no formal training program for employees. It was clear that we had a long way to go. But Alex was undeterred. She tasked each team member with developing a detailed plan to address the gaps and implement new controls. We worked tirelessly over the next few weeks, conducting walkthroughs, testing controls, and documenting our findings. The breakthrough came when we started to see the connections between different areas of the business. We realized that a robust incident response plan would not only help us respond quickly to security breaches, but also ensure business continuity in the event of an outage. As we worked together, I noticed a palpable shift in the team's mindset. We had moved from a fragmented, siloed approach to a holistic understanding of the organization. We began to see how our individual roles contributed to the bigger picture, and how our combined efforts could achieve operational excellence. The days turned into weeks, and the weeks turned into months. We worked relentlessly, refining our controls, testing our processes, and documenting our evidence. And then, the day of the SOC 2 audit arrived. The auditor's report was music to our ears. We had achieved SOC 2 compliance, and our internal controls met the trust services criteria. Alex beamed with pride as she shared the news with the team. As I looked around the room, I saw a team that had transformed from fragmented individuals to a cohesive unit, working towards a common goal. We had achieved operational excellence, and it showed in our confidence, our collaboration, and our commitment to continuous improvement. In that moment, I realized that operational excellence was not just about meeting a compliance requirement. It was about creating a culture of discipline, responsibility, and teamwork. It was about building an organization that could adapt to changing circumstances, that could innovate, and that could thrive in an ever-changing world. Alex's journey taught me that operational excellence is not a destination. It's a continuous journey of self-discovery, growth, and improvement. And as I walked out of that meeting room, I knew that I would carry the lessons of green tech incorporated with me for a long time to come. To achieve operational excellence through the implementation and maintenance of effective internal controls that meet the trust services criteria of SOC 2 compliance, management has established specific goals and objectives that are aligned with the organization's overall mission and vision. These goals and objectives are centered around 5 key areas: leadership, process and performance, risk management, information and communication, and monitoring and reviewing. In the area of leadership, management has established goals and objectives that prioritize setting the tone at the top, defining roles and responsibilities, and ensuring that internal controls are integrated into the organization's overall strategy. This includes selecting a Chief Information Security Officer, CISO, who is responsible for overseeing the development and implementation of the internal control environment. The CISO is also responsible for ensuring that all stakeholders understand their roles and responsibilities in maintaining effective internal controls. Additionally, management has established goals and objectives that promote a culture of transparency, accountability, and continuous improvement. In the area of process and performance, management has established goals and objectives that focus on designing and implementing effective internal controls that are consistent with the trust services criteria. This includes identifying and documenting key business processes, assessing risks, and implementing controls to mitigate those risks. Management has also established goals and objectives that promote continuous monitoring and evaluation of internal controls to ensure they are operating effectively. In the area of risk management, management has established goals and objectives that prioritize identifying, assessing, and mitigating risks that could impact the organization's ability to maintain effective internal controls. This includes conducting regular risk assessments, identifying and prioritizing risks, and implementing controls to mitigate those risks. Management has also established goals and objectives that promote continuous monitoring and evaluation of risks to ensure that internal controls remain effective. In the area of information and communication, management has established goals and objectives that prioritize ensuring that relevant information is communicated to stakeholders in a timely and effective manner. This includes establishing communication protocols, providing training and awareness programs, and ensuring that stakeholders understand their roles and responsibilities in maintaining effective internal controls. Management has also established goals and objectives that promote transparency and accountability throughout the organization. Finally, in the area of monitoring and reviewing, management has established goals and objectives that prioritize continuous monitoring and review of internal controls to ensure they are operating effectively. This includes conducting regular audits and assessments, identifying and addressing control deficiencies, and implementing changes to internal controls as necessary. Management has also established goals and objectives that promote continuous improvement and refinement of internal controls to ensure they remain effective and aligned with the trust services criteria. To achieve these goals and objectives, management has established key performance indicators, KPIs, that measure the effectiveness of internal controls in 5 areas: security, availability, processing integrity, confidentiality, and privacy. These KPIs are regularly reviewed and updated to ensure they remain relevant and aligned with the organization's overall mission and vision. In addition, management has established a framework for implementing and maintaining effective internal controls that includes the following components: control environment, risk assessment, control activities, information and communication, and monitoring activities. This framework is regularly reviewed and updated to ensure it remains aligned with the trust services criteria. Furthermore, management has established policies and procedures that govern the implementation and maintenance of internal controls. These policies and procedures are regularly reviewed and updated to ensure they remain effective and aligned with the trust services criteria. Finally, management has established training and awareness programs that promote understanding of internal controls and the importance of maintaining effective internal controls. These programs are regularly reviewed and updated to ensure they remain effective and aligned with the organization's overall mission and vision.